Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask Ben W. Live. This question comes from a couple of different things. It is something that I've been grappling with as long as I have been facilitating professional learning. And it has come to a head in a number of different ways. But the question is this. When is it more important to facilitate a conversation, meaning that you actually have a plan for how that conversation is going to go, how the session is going to progress, and that kind of thing? And when is it more important to listen and to actively not facilitate, where you do not have an outcome in mind, and you are using the conversation to determine what that outcome should be? And while that's a long question, it sort of breaks down to when is it more appropriate to listen, and when is it more appropriate to facilitate? And I'm trying to come up with like a nice little guideline for myself in the ways in which I might be able to sort of say to myself, you know what, I think I should probably just be listening right now. Or I think I should probably just be, facilitating. And I should be, either doing one or the other. And it's okay if you go back and forth. Oh, we got our really loud noise over here, so hopefully you can still hear. But, one of the things that makes this question so important to me is that I don't always know the distinction. And actually, I don't know when the other people in the room would rather I do one or the other. And I have had so many experiences in meetings or in professional learning environments where the conversation itself has gone off the rails, and it needed to be more actively facilitated. And so I end up leaning so much more heavily on the facilitation than I might otherwise, just because I have seen how poorly conversations go when they are unfacilitated, and especially with folks that tend to either speak a lot or monopolize a conversation, or the folks that are truly quiet and introverted do not get moments to speak their piece, and it is only through the active facilitation that can take place. And so that really does complicate it for me when I'm making these decisions. There are really strong markers or indicators when listening needs to occur. And I think I need to become much better at finding those and looking for them. The biggest of which is a sudden shift from active to passive participation. Where someone who was previously active in a conversation has shut down, or who has not had an opportunity to really get their needs met, and looking for that and making sure that if that happens, I'm not facilitating around that person, but rather that I am leaving more space for the conversation to happen. Another huge indicator for me that I need to back off of facilitation is in a moment of sort of moving to the next thing, when it really feels like we are not yet done with the last thing that we did. And the biggest indicator of when that happens is mostly that the people are struggling to put away that particular resource or that particular document, or they are spending additional time there. And one of the things that you have to be able to see and to notice is when people are not ready to move and that there is more work to do, and you have to be able to make that determination and to adapt to listen to what's happening. And I think I continually relearn this over and over again, that no matter what your outcomes were, if people are not ready to approach those, then it is not going to be the result that you want. And I guess the third thing that I am really looking for, it's maybe not as much of an indicator as a move that you can do to decide if you need to facilitate or if you need to listen, is to simply ask what people are sitting with, what the questions are that they have in their head, what it is that they need to have resolved in order to have the conversation that you can facilitate. And it is about clearing out the brambles and the barriers that everyone comes to a conversation with. And there's just no way to identify those things unless you ask. And so that's really, my thoughts around when you should listen versus when you should facilitate. But if you want to ask me a question or you want to think through things with me, please do so by using the hashtag AskBenW, and I will try to do my best to answer it on my next walk. I hope you have a great day of learning. Have a good one.